RMSO team heads back into Skull Crack Canyon. We time it at the peak of the Salmon Run. Nearly 20 years ago, Brody and Jenny came hiking back here with some other friends, and it just happened to be during the Salmon Run. They found muddy Bigfoot-shaped tracks going across the trail and up the mountain. So we're here during the Salmon Run to see if we can find any Bigfoot activity.
It's a good spot to pick. Scott might.
There's a little bit of shade.
Yeah. Acorns coming in. Just full of them.
We just ate some choke cherries and we saw some elderberries.
Choke cherries right there, actually. Just not real healthy ones.
If those salmon are running, there's just more than salmon for food up here. I mean, there's all kinds of good stuff.
I got this stuff coming up in my backyard all over.
He's got bigs in the backyard.
Bigs in the back.
Well, there's a lady that got a hold of us last week that's complaining that she's having Bigfoot problems on her property, scaring her horses and stuff. So that's in your backyard too.
Yep, just over, yep.
Oregon grapes. Oregon grapes sitting right under some choke cherries and some oak.
Those are Sarvis berries.
These are Sarbus?
Yep.
These edible?
Mm-hmm. They're not real good though. Beaver.
We're coming back here during the Salmon Run to have a look around for Bigfoot evidence. Jenny and some friends, including Brody in high school, they come back here incidentally during the Salmon Run and found Bigfoot tracks. So we've been planning for several years to come back here and take a look around. We got Mike and Jenny over there and Eric up there, and her name's Tanisha and
Kyle right here.
Kyle.
Yeah.
There's the reservoir. The lake salmon right now are supposed to start the peak of their spawning run. Completely makes sense that that would bring in some large meat eaters or omnivores. The berries are in, the acorns are popping up.
And we're dying.
That's a good climb.
Question, Mike.
Different leaves and stuff.
Well, see, and that's what you had to
Different from
say.
what,
They got a
elderberries?
different. No, I knew they weren't elderberries.
Well, they look more like choke cherries, are they?
More like choke cherries.
Grow on those vines and in those clumps.
Oh.
You know how they grow in that whole
Almost like a
cluster,
line,
you know,
like a
going
string
down
of
the little
beads
thing.
almost.
Yeah. Where Sarvis berries just grow like in those.
Okay, see, that's what I was looking for.
So some of those clumps look like they're mostly 3 berries a clump.
Yeah, they grow in
Nah, they're
different
just
deals.
here.
But yeah, those are Sarvis berries.
There's a bunch.
He says they're edible, they just taste like shit.
Oh, choke cherries. See how they grow on those?
They should be a lot
deals?
darker, right?
Yeah.
Right here.
Them's
They-
chokes.
Yeah,
That's
they
a
just
pretty
haven't
color.
ripened for some reason.
Camera.
That's not right.
No.
I'm gonna try one.
Hawks or the turkey
Oh, those are buzzers.
buzzards?
Those are
Turkey bolts.
I think they taste pretty good.
look brown.
I had one
Hmm.
circling my house the other day where I was kind of offset to the
Yeah, when
neighbor's
they
house.
turn up like that, and you can
They got a
see
big
that
cherry
light-
seed in them, don't they?
that white under
A
their
pit.
wings, and then their head
Their head is the
points down, yeah. That would be totally personal.
more often than not it's what it is when you see things out there floating. There's a shitload of them. There we go. There's your ripe one.
Yeah, there's really choke cherries.
There's some closer ones right here.
Here,
Where
we
are
got
you
people
talking?
coming
Right
in.
here.
Wait, I wanted to check these out. These ones are the ones you guys say are right?
Or just above it. See, just above it, there's a whole.
No, you good.
Find a place that can run that out.
I want to try the ripe ones because the other ones were pretty good.
Oh, neat.
I've actually tried calling you a couple times.
When we were young, well, when I was pregnant with her, and we just wanted to go on a hike. It was just me and Stacy, and we decided to come up here.
Utilize rocks. Pretty much a step everywhere you can go to hit a rock and control it. Listen.
Didn't want to pump all the way down. Whole world.
You know how hard it is.
My shirt that is that color, I got grease on it.
alleviates
Really sad.
that as a problem. See what I mean?
That tree's just kind of vibrant in color.
Takes you longer, but it's a lot less impact on
Wow, don't go down. It's a steep section.
Careful. I was just explaining to these guys how to walk down that without eating shit.
You should have explained to me because I almost ate it.
It may nearly be 20 years since Brody and Jenny saw these footprints. They just thought at the time that it was some crazy weird person walking around off trail barefoot in the mud. They were higher up on the mountain and they were going through the thick oak brush. As a matter of fact, it was also raining at the time that they were back there, and because it was raining, I believe that they found fresh tracks, otherwise they'd be washed away. So perhaps that Bigfoot was in the area. In hindsight, they look back and they're like, why is someone going up the mountain off trail, away from these spawning beds? Perhaps it heard them coming and went away. But in hindsight, Brody and Jenny are like, maybe those were Bigfoot tracks that we found on that rainy day nearly 20 years ago, just by where they were at. Because of the abundance of Bigfoot sighting reports in the surrounding areas, we decided this is a good time to come in. Up on the mountaintop above these, near the springs of Monte Cristo, there's over a dozen Bigfoot sighting reports that we know of. 7 different people that have saw Bigfoot up there, we all know personally. And then Ant Flat Roads to Hardware Ranch, finding Bigfoot was in Utah, investigating Bigfoot sightings near Hardware Ranch, and they got some good vocalizations. So we're in a Bigfoot sighting hotspot. Even if those footprints weren't Bigfoot that they found back that day 20 years ago, it's still a Bigfoot sighting hotspot. The salmon are running, and you saw how all the berries and acorns are coming in. Lots of food. We're going to keep looking around for Bigfoot.
Yeah, they are good though. They make awesome wine.
They're kind of tiny. They're usually quite a bit bigger than this, but nah, they're usually about twice that size. But that's how you harvest them. Take a whole handful and say, bottoms up.
Your dad gave us a jar of the juice. So what last time you had a cold? Said it would
Get rid of my cold.
Mm-hmm.
I like elderberries. They're good. We missed them on the way.
Yeah, I missed that one on the way in, but I saw the ones at the very beginning of the trail.
Yeah, there was a lot at the very beginning.
There goes this big old... There's a deer.
Oh,
You guys missed the deer run past it. It's down into here. All I saw was ears and thought jackrabbit, and then after it leaped a bush, I realized it was a deer. Camera probably caught it.
yeah, it was. Huh? Oh yeah.
It ran past Derek and I.
You guys missed.
Any pictures?
We had the camera rolling when it ran past.
Oh, yes. It was staring right at us right there, and then it went down.
You guys missed a whole bunch of elderberries though. Yeah, they're sweet. They're really good. Don't want to eat too many. They're like a cherry though. Eat too many of them and you got the runs.
I don't eat cherries, so.
Well, they don't taste like a cherry at all.
There's so much food up here right now. I just don't think there's enough food up here for one large mammal.
I know.
Derek's up here.
There's not.
You know, because moose and elk and bear don't get big.
Nope.
This is called Skull Crack Trail that we're on.
It's called bullshit. Let's take a second. See? They got the idea. They canoe into the mouth of it and walk up.
That works.
A lot of people will canoe back here and camp.
I did growing up as in Scouts. Canoe back in here.
There's probably more water than too.
Yes, quite a bit more water. You can tell how low it is.
I usually forget that kind of important stuff.
Not a good thing.
Next thing you know, you wipe the wrong leaf.
Yeah.
Nothing like the good old poison ivy pucker.
Right there. The trail isn't right there.
Yep, there's an animal over there. I heard him too.
If I'm not mistaken, when it comes to acorns, they are actually edible. But you actually have to boil them down to make them palatable.
Oh, when they're still green?
Yeah,
Like,
you have
mush
to
them down.
push them
like a
down,
patty.
but I thought you had to actually boil them down first.
To get the bitter
Get it
toxin
to
out?
the point where you can actually mash them down
Yeah.
and then eat them. But you know, when you got to do what you got to do.
Cody, on that dual survivor, smashed them all down and then put them in a sock and steeped them like a tea. And then,
Oh, okay.
and then he fried it on a rock to make it like a crisp patty, and they ate it like that.
Huh.
But that was just him. He said that if you don't do that and get all the bitter out, you can have a hard time digesting it.
Oh, and man! I totally did not expect the ending of Alone. I thought the younger kid was going to take it.
I thought Britt was gonna take it because he was that is exactly the one with the beard.
Yeah.
He was eating more than
Anybody else.
Yeah.
But that's the problem.
Older.
Well, it's
I'd rather be
it
eating
wasn't really the older.
if I could trade anyone places.
The thing is the younger kid was actually living off of stuff that would sustain him longer, because once the fish were gone, they were gone.
Yep.
Most of those people were fucked at that point because they had no idea what else to do.
He was just gnawing on little mice.
And actually sticking to the vegetation.
He was starving the most the winter.
Remember when he ate all of those leeches?
Yeah, that was gross.
Yeah, that was gross.
So gross.
He said it was gross too. He said they were real irony too.
Oh, and the one guy that went nuts eating all the pine bark.
Oh, I knew it. I was like, he.
Yeah,
Dude,
you know, a
You
couple
can-
of
you can
strips
eat
is one
that,
thing, but
but you need to keep yourself limited, man.
You can't
cannot eat that much.
you can't overdo anything, especially something weird.
I was like, he's going to get plugged up.
And he did.
But it is sustainable. I mean, Indians used to be sustained off of that stuff.
Yeah.
But they ate it a certain way, and it wasn't their sole thing that they ate.
Yeah, he should only have a few nibbles of that stuff in a day.
No.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was like one of those crazy people taking a sip of salt water and then just guzzling it.
He should have been taking it out with them, having a nibble here and there to keep the hunger pains away as he's looking for real food.
Yep.
I agree. It was an absolute mistake on his part.
Yes, it was.
You know, though, when you're starving, you make a lot of mistakes.
And then, you know who always does?
Oh, it was the young kid that won.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, there was the youngest one
Yeah,
on there.
I
I think he's 21.
Yeah, it was the youngest.
I was happy
He was
with him,
totally-
Britt,
Absolutely.
or I really loved everybody this season.
Britt wasn't the... Who was the colored guy?
Britt.
That was Britt?
Yeah.
That's not who I was talking about. I was talking about the other young... Well, that is. I was talking
was
about him
like-
too. But the other guy that...
I was really hoping that Randy would
the
do
long-haired guy with the
better.
big beard?
That's Randy, and he's from Utah. And
Yeah.
I was really hoping that he would do better than he did, but every time he gets lonely, and then he'll just go home.
He lasted 10 days longer than he did last time.
Yeah. His house was the nicest.
Oh, yeah.
His survival home.
Nailed that freaking cabin.
You know, that's the only...
It was much better than anybody else's.
That's the only...
I'd rather have his against slowing a bear down.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Not to mention...
Give you a
and-
second to
and
respond.
the fact that once the winter hits...
His cabin, I think, is the only one that I would have felt safe in. The
Yeah.
rest of them were just shanties.
Yeah, I guarantee you, Bear wanted something in there,
Yep.
it was coming in. But his was a whole different story. His was literally legitly built.
And he had that nice chimney and a smoker and all that.
Water?
I know some of these guys get set up real nice and then they leave,
Thank you.
but the food runs out.
Yeah.
You know, you can have the nicest smoker, but if you're not putting anything in it,
No. I never can remember the angry man's name, but I just know him as the angry man.
he was angry last time he was on too.
Yeah. The one that throws a fit when the mice get in his tent.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, dude,
He
you
used
oughta
his
be
whole-
happy about that, dude.
He used his whole
When there's
canister
nothing
of pepper
else, man.
spray.
That's protein source, dude. Shut the hell up.
He pepper sprayed the...
He did underneath his bed and stuff. I'm like, dude, are you serious?
They're in brown bear country and he uses it all on getting the mice out of his
Yeah.
shelter.
It's funny as hell, man. I'm like, dude, are you serious?
Yeah, he's... One minute he's crying, the next minute he's throwing a fit.
We're coming. Yeah, it was funny. I was like, dude. It was funny. We're talking about Alone. The show Alone.
It's my favorite survival show.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show. They were in Mongolia. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
Mongolia.
Mongolia.
Russia, Mongolia.
$14,000 steps.
And 10,000 is usually the goal, right?
14,000, yeah.
Right on.
They go for what, a day?
Yes, that's the distance we got here, but I mean, there's probably a few hundred, you know. Me walking around the house all morning,
Yeah, keep off.
waiting for Mike to hurry up and show up.
What do you mean?
Yeah, to keep a healthy cardiovascular, they suggest about 10,000 steps a day.
Oh, I make that easy.
And it's more so about the 30 minutes of elevated heart rate.
Yeah, you want to get at least 30 minutes elevated in a day.
We keep a close eye on this part of North Utah because of the abundant Bigfoot sightings and the long history of Bigfoot sightings. This area is just surrounded by them, and so when I heard about the footprints that they found back here years ago, I've been planning on coming during the salmon run for the last 2 years. Last year we just ended up wrong place, wrong time, and didn't make it last year, but we're here this year taking a look around. We were excited to see the salmon running. It's been a really dry year, so I was afraid it might throw the run off. They are running now, so we're going to keep an eye on this area while the berries and the salmon are here. I hope you guys enjoyed these Bigfoot expeditions that we go on, hiking around the Bigfoot sighting areas. We feel the best tool in Bigfooting is boots on the ground. Get into the areas where people are seeing Bigfoot. Look around, see why the Bigfoot might be here. What's in my hand right here is maybe the reason why the Bigfoot are here. The salmon, both, everything. Bigfoot sighting hotspot. Skull Crack Canyon, surrounding area. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.